any relationship, the relationship with yourself, with your pets, with your friends, with your coworkers, fellow parishioners, your spouse, your children, your grandchildren. This is the show. We do all about relationships once a month here on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Ace is at the controls. Vanessa's on the phones, ready, willing, and able to answer your call. And Rich is on social media. I'm waving to all the chat groups going. Hi, guys. I always try to jump in and say hi to everyone. Thank you so much for keeping those wonderful conversations going. But you can drop your comments or your questions about relationships in the chats, and Rich will pick them up and put them on the show document. And I'll have a nice discussion about that. But I'd really love to hear from you. So if you just tuned in and you're going, what is this all about? All about relationships. Well, we're a live call-in show, and that's for you. You're part of the Take Two family. Welcome to the family. If you're listening, you don't have to be Catholic to call in. We're very, very friendly. Oh, I can assure you, Vanessa is so cool to talk to. So you just call this number, 833-288-EWTN. That's 833-288-3986. And Vanessa will pick up the phone. She'll say hello to you. You'll chat for a few minutes. She'll put you on hold. You'll get to listen live, and then you'll jump right into the discussion. It's so seamless, so easy. I love it. I've called into the shows many times. It's so much fun. So please take this opportunity to do that if you want to talk about a certain relationship. And I understand that some relationships can be toxic, difficult, even unfortunately abusive at times. And maybe you don't want to use any names to out anybody or reveal anything that's personal in the details of things. Then please just use your middle name, your confirmation name, or I like to say a name that you wish your parents always gave you. Okay? Because I remember growing up and I watched the Brady Bunch and I said, Mom, why couldn't you name us like Marcia and Jan? And you know what I mean? And so you get the picture. If you have a favorite name when you were a kid, just use that name, because we really don't like to address anonymous. And I'll tell you why. It just makes it very impersonal, and we're family. So you wouldn't say to your family members, hi, anonymous, to your brother or sister. Although maybe sometimes you want to say that, but you're not going to do that, right? So you're going to use a name, and we really believe in names and the power of names, and that's why we pray by first name. Very important. And I do have the prayer book out because I do want to pray for all relationships. I have a friend, very dear friend, and her daughter may be listening to this program today, and a very dear friend. I've had her for many, many years, and unfortunately, she fell at home, and they did not find her for a couple days. And the loss of oxygen and being on the floor, I guess unconscious for a few days, caused her to lose the ability to speak well and to walk. And she's a trained counselor. She's out there as a very successful businesswoman. And it's very unfortunate. And she's in a skilled nursing facility with probably they're not thinking that. I mean, they have hope, but they're really feeling that this is it. This is what it's going to be for the rest of her life. And so my heart's just breaking for her and her 3 beautiful daughters and her many grandchildren. She's got a lot of grandchildren. One of her daughters has 7 kids, and they're just so beautiful. It's just such a tragic and sad story. I can't stop thinking about it because she just had so much more life to live, and it changed dramatically. And with that, when things like that happen, relationships change. Okay, the relationships shift a bit. And there's a definite change in the way we interact, the way we conduct ourselves with others when something like that happens, when a tragedy happens. Or maybe all of a sudden you're thrust into the role of a caregiver. Okay, and you're like, oh, wow, this totally changes all relationships. Well, we have a show for you, and that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, we have a special conversation with Michelle Johnson. She's the Director of Communications of EWTN. She was the author of the book, Walking the Way of the Cross for Caregivers. And I'm asking her all the questions that you have sent in over the past 6 months about what do I do now being a caregiver. It's really made a mess of what's going on in my own life. And Michelle's going to answer a lot of those questions tomorrow, and that's a special broadcast just for you tomorrow. So if you think you may be in a caregiving role in the future, If you're in one now, that's the show you want to tune into tomorrow as well. And that's a brand new broadcast that we had actually Ace especially worked on and prepared just for the Take Two family. Okay, we do have some calls coming in, so I'm going to get to them in a moment. Bianca is going to be first, a first-time caller. We're gonna get to Bianca in just a second. But here's what I want to do. I want to give the number a couple more times to fill up the rest of the phone lines. This is all about relationships. This is the show that we talk about any and all relationships. So if there's something on your heart and you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. Okay, I've been a life coach for over 20 years. Jerry and I and Adam Bly, and we have the life coaching ministry Stand Tall. We're at standtalltoday.com. You can always get a free consultation, but I'm giving you free advice and suggestions right now. So if you have something that you want to get off your chest, you want to really talk about, let's do it, because you could help other souls today. Remember, your story matters. Okay, your story can help other souls. How do we know that? Well, we receive the emails. You wouldn't believe it. I wish that you could be in my office when I am retrieving these emails, and all of a sudden you have an email from Sally, and she goes, "Oh, that caller you had, the second caller, that was for me. You know, that person's story is my story, and it helped me today." We hear that all the time. And I'm pretty sure that almost all of the shows on EWTN hear that as well. That's the beauty of Catholic radio and how God is using the radio airwaves to reach every one of us. So if you have a story to tell about a relationship, tell it today. Here's the number, 833-288-EWTN. That's 833-288-3986. Bianca, hold on. You hear the music. You're going to be our first caller to start the conversation on this great show all about relationships for July. We do it once a month here on Take Two, and we hope you stay with us the entire hour and learn something new. I'll be right back.
This is Father Thomas Loya. Join me as I explore the rites of the Eastern Catholic Churches on Light of the East, Sunday morning, 11:30 Eastern on EWTN Radio.
Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers talks about the Psalms.
So Psalm 89, it starts off in verse 2. I will sing forever of your mercies, O Lord. The previous translation of the Grail Psalm said, I will sing forever of your love. But the Jewish word there is hesed, which means merciful love. So when this version was translated, instead of putting love, they put mercies, or sometimes they put merciful love. But know that it's the merciful love of God, right? So I will sing forever of your merciful love, of your mercies, O Lord. Through all ages, my mouth will proclaim your fidelity. So I love the way this starts off. Forever, I'm going to sing of the Lord's merciful love through all ages.
For more about the Psalms, visit EWTN.com, go to search, and type in Psalms.
Praying with the Popes is our free ebook that will help guide you in prayer and find comfort from the words Jesus spoke to Peter. Visit EWTN.com/Chair of St. Peter today for your free ebook.
The Way, the Truth.
This is EWTN Radio.
This is all about relationships today on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. I do have a couple open phone lines, so if you feel prompted by the Spirit, please call in and share your story about a certain relationship. 833-288-EWTN. That's 833-288-3986. Bianca, don't go anywhere. You are first. I want to just share with our Take Two family, prepare to be moved by a powerful story of faith, perseverance, and relentless love. In I Will Come to You, a story of adoption and the relentless love of God, join Jamie McAleer on an incredible journey. Experience her deepening understanding of adoption, and then travel with her as she recounts her personal odyssey to Russia, a mother's determined quest to find and bring home the son God had chosen just for her. Oh, this is making me cry. This is really good. I Will Come to You by Jamie McAleer is available now. Support Catholic authors and buy Catholic at EWTNRC.com. As a matter of fact, we're almost getting to August, and a lot of people start preparing for Christmas gifts. I know I do. I mean, I just try to stay way ahead. Go to EWTNRC.com all the time and check it out, because there's so many good things there. And I really love this particular book by Jamie McAleer. So, wow, that's amazing. Okay, I have to mark that because I'm going to be checking out EWTNRC.com right after the show. Okay, we do have some open phone lines, 833-288-EWTN, 833-288-3986, all about relationships today. Free life coaching just for you. So call in. Bianca's first-time caller from California, listening on Alexa. Hi, Bianca. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your story.
So I was born to two parents that were Catholic. Mm-hmm. My parents ended up divorcing, and they both got remarried. My father's still Catholic to this day, very strong, and has been a stronghold in my life. My mother converted to Judaism because of marrying my late stepfather. My mom has dealt with a lot, especially because of his passing, as well as, have I. And my mom has become an alcoholic. She's been an alcoholic for about 8-9 years. It's very difficult to navigate a relationship with my mother, who has an addiction. Mm-hmm. I guess my question is, how can I navigate and how can I be a light to my mother to hopefully one day inspire her? And hopefully I am the reason, or if not, that's fine, but to eventually hopefully come back to the church. How can I also keep a healthy relationship and maintain some important boundaries in order to protect myself? Right.
Okay, so you're in a difficult position because you're a practicing Catholic, correct?
I am, yes.
Okay, and your dad is?
My dad is, yes, and my husband as well.
And your husband, okay. Is your mom okay with you being a practicing Catholic now that she's in the Jewish faith?
Yes, she's never not supported that.
Good. Perfect. So, number one, be the best Catholic you can be around her. Be the absolute best Catholic. Give her a sense of hope and joy and excitement about, she needs to come back to the Holy Mother Church. She just does. My extended family is Jewish. And what your mom did by letting go of Jesus and adopting a belief that is void of Jesus, she's gonna feel it. Once you've had Jesus and then you let go of Jesus, you feel it. I know that because I have extended family members, and you just feel an emptiness. And maybe she's trying to fill it with the alcohol, and maybe she's trying to fill it, with maybe the loss of a relationship. You said that her husband died. Okay, and maybe she's trying to fill it. She's filling it in the wrong places. Remember, Saint Augustine said, our hearts are restless until they rest in you. Okay, and that is so important for her to realize that. So, couple things. We have to start praying to her. We have to start praying to the Blessed Mother, and to ask our guardian angels to go to your mom's guardian angel to help her see. Your mom's guardian angel is still beside her and still working to try and get her back to God, okay, in a beautiful way here on this side of the veil before she meets God in heaven. And so what we want to do is start praying now that the right people, the right door openings are coming into your mom's life for your mom to get help. She needs to get help, and she needs to break free from this alcohol addiction. It's going to bring her down. And I will tell you that I've had many, many clients, and I've had a couple friends that alcohol has taken them down completely. Alcohol when it's used like that, if alcohol is not controlled, if alcohol is not just used, socially or just casually in a very mild way, it is dangerous. I have seen people ruin their lives, ruin their spiritual life, and eventually lead to a premature death. So, Bianca, we have to pray that your mom gets that professional help to break that addiction. Okay, then we need to fill her with Jesus. She needs to come back home. So how do we do that? We're not going to force her. We're not going to probably take a Bible and, hit her over the head, with it, because that always gets people pushed away. We have to pray. Prayer works. Add some fasting and almsgiving. Add a little fasting, Bianca, and almsgiving. So fast and give. Think about it like that. Fast and give. So you can fast from anything, like 10 minutes from screen time, and say, I'm offering this up for my mom because I want my mom to come back to the church. And then give a little to charity or to those that are less fortunate. And let's go to our Blessed Mother. Let's go to the angels and saints. And you and your husband and your dad, all you have to do is live out your Catholicism to the fullest. That's all you have to do. Other than all the other prayers, that. But I'm talking about how to live and interact with your mom. Less conversation, more of her observing and absorbing. And we pray that God will absolutely reconnect her, make her feel like she can revisit the Catholic faith again, and she'll come back home. I've seen it many, many times. So I know it works. And I that would be my best, plan for you. Now, interaction with your mom. Yeah, you got to set up boundaries. You got to do all that. Protect yourself. I mean, you don't want any type of abusive talk or conversation. That's not good for the relationship. But your mom, with her leaning on alcohol, she's not herself. She's a whole different person. So it's really a problem. The alcohol is, we got to figure out a way to get her help, to get her free from that. Okay. Any comments? What do you think? You probably know all this already, but I know other people are listening too, so they may have a similar story.
No, thank you. I mean, it's definitely been something I've been dealing with for years now, and before I was married, throughout getting married, and now I have 2 little boys, and now I feel like it's a whole other layer of, leading my sons and also being an example, but also realizing that even though I'm younger and I'm my mom's daughter, that I can lead by example. Mm-hmm. That's all that I can do, and I've really let go of control. And I thought I did, but I really question when I do get upset or where I get stressed very easily when I have conversations with her, or there's certain times where, I don't respond to her messages because I know that, that's the time that she's already clocked in to start drinking. And so kind of you've given me that reassurance I've needed, that extra confidence of, keep the boundaries there. It is there to protect me from exactly what you said. I don't know if I'm quoting it right, but
no, you're perfect. Mm-hmm.
The abusive conversation, I think, is what you said. Yeah.
It's not helpful to you. You're trying to raise a family. You're trying to live out your vocation as a wife and a mother. It's not healthy. I mean, this is her problem. Your mom is a smart woman, right? She's just choosing alcohol, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then I don't have a lot of patience for it. I got to be honest with you. People can break the habit. You have to go get help. There's so many resources out there. I mean, she could go, well, she's now part of the Jewish faith, but Catholic counselors, the Popchecks do a fabulous job. I mean, there's so many people out there in the Catholic world that are doing great work, but also in the secular counseling and therapy for addiction. Dr. David Anders, he's one of our coaches on Stand Tall, and he focuses on people with addiction. I mean, maybe he could help her. I mean, there's so many. She just needs to get help. She's never going to find happiness in that alcohol bottle. She's just not. She's going to find happiness in God. Now, she does have God the Father with the Jewish faith. That's true. But she gave up Jesus. It's not that she didn't know Jesus. She knew Jesus, right? She was a baptized Catholic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's gave up something. Now she's working in a bit of a deficit. Okay. We really have to pray and surround your mom with a ton of prayers and opportunities, and just hope that she's in an open place to receive it. And that's what I'm going to pray for. Bianca, you don't have to give me your mom's first name, but I put your mom, Bianca's mom, down in the book. We're going to start praying. If you see any forward movement when you start living out your Catholic faith in the way that protects you and your family, but also maybe a little prayer and fasting and almsgiving, let us know when you start to see forward movement. If we can be of any help, you just get in touch with us. Take2@EWTN.com. Okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and God bless you, and may He continue to just give you many more years so you can continue to inspire the next wave and generation like myself.
Oh, thank you so much. That was such a gift. I'm going to cry. That was so beautiful. Thank you. Call us again. You were a first-time caller, but call us again. I'm sure it was a great experience. Vanessa is wonderful to talk to. Thank you, Bianca. Okay, Bianca's going to free a phone line for you if you want to talk about relationships. 833-288-EWTN. That's 833-288-3986. Okay, I'm really fired up. Why? Because tomorrow, very bright and early, my husband and I get on a plane to go to Plano, Texas for the 25th anniversary of Guadalupe Radio Network's big celebration. Over 2,000 people are showing up for just a full day event in Plano, Texas. I'm just super excited. Even though it's like high humidity, and in Arizona we hardly have any humidity, so I'm going to have to adjust to the weather change, and I'm not fully up to speed yet. I'm still going through some treatments and some things. But I am so excited to get on that plane and get there to actually, meet people, shake hands, give hugs, and the Take-Two family. I know some of you are flying in, driving in. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see all of you. Okay. So let's go to Teresa. Teresa's in Rochester, New York, listening on our friends at the Station of the Cross. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. And you go right ahead. Tell us your story.
Well, I had a very long-time friendship with a woman. She had a very kind heart, but about 7 years ago, she shared with me, and I knew that her mother had died with dementia, that she was having some issues. Because I've done this type of work with elder care, I made some suggestions. I told her I would be happy to go to the doctors with her. I would be happy to advocate for her if she wanted. We could see about, some type of medication to slow it down. Everything was negative. And over the years, she'd gotten steadily worse and more dependent on me to the point where I was suffocating. It was constant. It was like having a 4-year-old kid. It was just every day. It was something, multiple times a day. So I finally had to bail out and to her hometown yesterday and noticed that she was not around. And I asked someone, and they gave me the bad news that she's in a facility for dementia. And I just feel so badly. I feel like, I don't know, it's just very empty. I know in my heart that I did all that I could do for her as a non-professional. I was a very good friend to her, but it just leaves me.
Yeah, I understand. Teresa, let's settle this today so you can be at peace, okay? You said that you did all that you could do with your friend. Is that true? You did all you could do at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. So God is pleased. You stepped up. You were there when other people didn't say yes to her. You said yes to her. Okay? So feel good about that. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. I know the answer, but I just want you to say it. Did you cause this dementia? Did you cause it?
No.
Okay. So you don't control it. You don't control it, Teresa. It's just something that happens. And you know what? Maybe she's in a better, with the skilled nursing facility that she's in, maybe it's the safest place for her. Okay? So you did what you needed to do at the time, and you had to remove yourself for self-preservation. There's nothing wrong with that, Teresa. You did a good thing. Be at peace with it. Don't feel like that her life and the responsibility of the outcome of her, age-related illness or whatever is your issue, that you have to take it on. We do the intention. God judges us on the intention, okay? And that's very important. He knows our heart. He knows what we try to enter into to help others. Teresa, don't go anywhere. Ace is right on cue, so don't go anywhere. I got to finish this because other people are listening, and I'm already getting messages that people are saying they can relate to what you've gone through, Teresa. So hang on. We're talking all about relationships today. There is an open phone line at 833-288-EWTN, 833-288-3986. I'll be right back.
This is Jerry Usher. If you missed part of today's show, catch the encore tonight at midnight Eastern or anytime at EWTN Podcast Central. Visit us at EWTN.com/radio/podcasts.
Another weekend means another chance for us to build our community of faith on this weekend's Catholics Coast to Coast. I'm Ace McKay and invite you to join me as we highlight the conversations happening. Go to Podcast Central at EWTN.com/radio. That way you can take them with you, share them, like, subscribe, follow, whatever you need to do so you don't miss future episodes. So join me for Catholics Coast to Coast this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern and Sunday 6 p.m. Eastern on EWTN Radio.
This is a Messy Family Minute from Mike and Alicia Hernan. As moms and dads, we're pulled in many directions. Our world is frantic and sometimes chaotic. We parents need to take a pause, take some time away to become more intentional in our Catholic family life.
We suggest a tool that we call the Family Board Meeting. This meeting's a time for you and your spouse to affirm each other and your giftedness, cast a vision framing what you want your family to look like, and then set concrete goals to make that vision a reality.
More than ever, our world needs dynamic Catholic families. That only happens when parents are intentional about building a Catholic family culture within their home. Take time to build a culture that is stronger and more influential on your children than the culture of the world that surrounds them.
To help you run this board meeting, we've created a tool for you, a download at our website, messyfamilyproject.org. Get the worksheet and then work with your spouse to be more intentional in your family life.
I'm Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers. Join me for Beacon of Truth. Today at 4 p.m. Eastern,
it's another Beacon of Truth playlist talking about Could It Be Magic and Soulful, Psalm 106.
Now back to Take 2 with Jerry and Debbie.
When you call my name, I'll be there.
That is true. We will be there for each other, and it's all about relationships. 833-288-3986. That's the number to call. You still have time to get in for this particular episode. It's really a good one. We're talking with Teresa in Rochester, New York, on the Station of the Cross. And Teresa, so I wanted just to finish real quickly. You didn't cause this illness. You did try to help your friend, and you helped with the right intention. It's time to let it go and let her go into and be taken care of by God. So you kind of give her over to God. There's nothing wrong with that, Teresa. In various stages and various levels and degrees, we do that with our children. When we have to take our children to a kindergarten class and leave them off for the very first time, we are letting them go into the hands of the school and the teachers. We are letting them go. We were never meant to hold on too tightly to things. And I think what you did with your friend was beautiful. It showed your heart. It showed how much you cared. And just maybe she's actually in a better, safer place where she's at. And I would be at peace with that and know that you did a really good thing with your friend. But if you hold on to the guilt, or I could have done more, I should have done more, or you feel that, then in a way, Teresa, and I'm not trying to be critical, but I'm just saying this in general, and I'm applying it to myself as well, because I can beat myself up really well, it's a level of not trusting in God. God has a plan. God has a plan for this friend of yours. God has a plan for everybody around. Maybe the person who's taking care of your friend right now in this facility. There's a reason for everything. God has this master plan. And so we have to trust. We do our best, but it's not always going to be long term. So I want to bring you peace today and let you be lifted from that, because all that's going to do, any type of guilt, any type of I shoulda, woulda, coulda type situation, is all that does is stop us from the journey, from the spiritual depth and journey. That's all it does. It doesn't help us at all. It doesn't really motivate us. Sometimes it can motivate. Guilt can be a motivator at times, but it's usually the opposite. It usually sets people back. What do you say, Teresa?
I say thank you very much. It was very helpful. And I so appreciate you and Jerry both. So I thank you so much for your words of wisdom. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much. We love you. And I put your friend in our prayer book, okay?
Yes. Thank you very much, Debbie. Have a
You got. You too. You too. God bless you. Thank you so much for trusting us with this story. Okay, Teresa's going to free that phone line for someone to call in about relationships. You can even share and praise God about the great relationships you have. You know, that's a wonderful thing. A lot of people have great relationships with their pets because it's just that unconditional love. You know, you want to share that? Feel free to. This is your show. Before we get back to the phones, Margot is up next. Margot, hold on. I want to have a huge shout out and congratulations are in order for another fantastic EWTN radio partner. KSWZ 105.3 FM serving St. George in Manhattan, Kansas is celebrating an incredible 10 years with us. A big shout out and thank you to Ken Hampton and his dedicated team at the Sword of St. George from all of your friends here at EWTN. Think about that, folks. 10 years. Think how many souls are impacted with what the programs they hear on Catholic radio. This is huge evangelization work. So share your story and help another soul today. Margot in Maryland has been waiting so patiently, listening on Sirius XM 130. Hi, Margot. Welcome to the program.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. Can you hear me okay? I'm trying to get to a place where I can pull over, but I am in the car.
Okay, so be careful, be safe, and yes, you're coming in just perfect. Go right ahead.
Okay. Well, I think this is a topic to your earlier comment that many listeners might benefit from. I have a number of siblings that have a problem with hoarding. And I think it's, it's a genetic basis. I know a lot about it, having lived with them for many years. One sibling in particular has a lot of problems with it, and I now think it's progressed to the point where it's affecting her health and her safety. And my question is really about love. I understand this problem to be not something that anyone would pick. It's a bondage. I actually think it's probably coming straight from Satan himself.
It's a prison. It's a prison they live in. Go ahead.
It's a terrible, you wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And my question in terms of love is, as I said, I think it's affecting her health and safety. And it's a hard thing to figure out, enabling versus being more confrontational, especially when you see someone suffering and it's a complicated problem that it's very difficult to do anything about. And so what I've learned over the years is I offer my help. I do it the way the person's comfortable receiving it. And I don't have expectations that it's going to change their life in any meaningful way.
Right.
And I pray for them. And
Sure.
they're all people of faith. But I'm now at the place where that's really not enough because I'm concerned about health and safety.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I don't know where to go from here.
Right. Okay. So, and I just want to be clear. You were talking about hoarding, right? Where somebody just overwhelms themselves in their dwelling place of things and material things, and it's clutter and it's just massive and it just overwhelms them, and they can feel like they're being literally buried alive in it. Correct?
Correct. And also to the point you gave to another caller,
Mm-hmm.
I've offered to pay for counseling for them. They won't take me up on that offer.
Okay. And we're talking, these are adults. Have they been diagnosed with any type of brain health issues, mental health issues, anything like that?
No, they have not.
Okay. So there's, but they're all adults, right? They're on their own. They somehow they're taking care of themselves.
They're all adults.
Okay. Yep. Here's the problem with that. There's not much you can do. If they're unwilling to, lift this suffering, Okay, I understand it. It's a problem, and it's very deep, and it's psychologically embedded in various ways, and it can be complicated and complex in the sense of therapy or treatment. But the therapy and treatment and programs do work. There are a lot of hoarders that have broken free of that and have gone past it. It's taken a lot of work, and that's maybe what they're afraid of, is the work that it's going to take to come out of this prison. They have built these walls around them with this stuff that they cannot take with them, that is meaningless and turns out to be complete junk, because when they go into houses from hoarders that have died, most of the stuff is taken away to a garbage dump, a landfill. It's just gone. Nobody goes through it. Nobody cares. It all becomes junk. And that's really unfortunate, because that's the end result, is that it's not like they're trying to hold on to something that is precious and meaningful. It ends up all being junk. And so that's the sadness of that. And that's the suffering. And you're right, Margot, they should want so much more. You said they're people of faith, so they should want more than that. But in order to break free from some of the things that maybe have been in your line of in your family for many generations, there maybe have been other hoarders in your family. Okay, they need the professional help. They're going to, because here's the problem: all wonderful, well-intentioned siblings or family members who try to help, like you said, you can't get attached to the outcome because you're not expecting anything different. You're trying to help because you're so good and you really want a good outcome for them. But if they're unwilling to go the distance, if they're unwilling to put the hard work in, there's not much you can do. That's the sad part of it. And I can tell you, I have a distant family member in the same situation. So what I do is I pray for that person. I pray that that person comes to an understanding of themselves and also wants the help and wants to be freed of it. And I pray that they have the strength to go and get this particular, intense counseling or therapy. I pray that all the time. That's what I do. I feel at peace with it, and I love them from a distance. I don't try to insert myself or say, hey, I'm in life coaching. I could help you here if you want any help. I don't do any of that anymore. Why? Because all it does is irritate them. It just reminds them that they are in a mess. But I will tell you, prayer works. So I very much agree with an intense regimen of prayer, fasting, almsgiving. Go to Our Lady, Lady Undoer of Knots, and see if we can get some forward movement in that area. I put your family in our prayer book, Margot, but that's my best advice on this, because that's a difficult situation. But we should not feel responsible. I mean, did you buy that stuff for them and fill their house? Did you encourage them to go out and buy more stuff? Did you encourage the Amazon truck to show up, 5 times a day and dump off a bunch of boxes? The answer is no, you didn't do that. So you didn't cause it. It's their issue. And people need to take accountability for what is happening around them. It's a problem we have in society, Margot. A lot of people are trying to, avoid or blame or say that, oh, this is part of my, DNA, my grandmother was like this or whatever. Those are all cop-outs. Those are all excuses. We really, I've said this before, if people have, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, if people have half a brain, they can get help. There's so much help out there. What do you say, Margot?
I think there's a lot of wisdom in what you're saying, and I think that this is a problem that a lot of families and people suffer with, and there's a lot of shame associated with it, so I don't think people know how to get help. And even when you said that counseling really does work, I think people who have this need to have the hope. Even one of my siblings did start counseling and felt like it was beneficial, but she couldn't continue it, even though I said, I will help you financially. I think your point about it's hard work and it takes a long time is absolutely true. But I think that, if you could do a show that helps people to have hope, and to get the courage to get the help that they need, I think that's so important.
That's a great idea. In fact, I'm going to make a note of it, Margot. I love that. We can do a few shows on that, to get people motivated to go and get help. And I've said this before, people may go to a counselor for a few times and it doesn't work out. You switch to another counselor. You switch to another coach or another therapist. When I went for counseling when I was going through the divorce, I went to 3 different counselors. 2 of them were Catholic counselors and I didn't like them. And then I went to another one and I didn't like her either. I mean, you keep going until you find that fit that is going to help you through a difficult situation. So I think sometimes people give up on counseling or coaching a little too quickly. They go a couple times. I've seen this a lot, especially, and I'm not trying to overgeneralize, but with men, when men decide to go to counseling, they'll go 1 or 2 times and then they're done. They're like, oh, I know more than the counselor. I don't need to go. And that's what they'll say. So it is a long process. It's not easy. It's not a quick fix. You really have to work at it. But Margot, I love that idea. Let's do some future shows on it, okay?
Thank you so much for taking my call. Thank you for this ministry.
Oh, thank you. God bless you. Have a beautiful rest of your day and into the weekend. Thank you. Wow, that was a great call. Let's go to Michael, who's a first-time caller in Duluth, Minnesota, on our friends at Real Presence Radio. Hi, Michael.
Hi. My name is Michael. I'm from Duluth, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my wife experienced something pretty tragic. She had an affair. So I'm just trying to process that through God and get his guidance. And I know he talks a lot about forgiveness and building a relationship strong at the bones. So I'm just trying to navigate that all. And for me, it's been really hard on my soul, my physical well-being, everything. So I'm just trying to figure out how exactly to navigate it.
Sure. And you guys are Catholic, you said?
I'm Catholic. She is non-denominational.
Oh, okay. Did you get married in the Catholic Church?
No, we did not.
Okay. Are you guys praying together, Michael? Or where are you at?
Yes.
Okay, you're praying together. Where are you at right now with this? Are you going through counseling, some therapy or coaching to kind of heal this? Because there's a betrayal of trust here. So where are you at?
So where we're at is we've been to a couple counseling sessions, and then I've been speaking with multiple priests and going to confession, fasting. I've been praying every day, and then we also pray together at night too.
Good. Does she go to church with you just to be by your side, or no?
No, she does not. She had some emotional trauma when she was younger with the non-denomination church she went to.
Okay. But she doesn't resist praying together. She's okay praying to Jesus?
Yes, she is. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
She believes in Jesus. She believes in Mary. She believes in God and the Holy Spirit. So that's good bones, and I'm not trying to push her into the Catholic faith, but I know it is right.
Okay, so you take the lead on it, obviously, and so you guys are doing that together, and that's beautiful. And so, reading scripture and praying together, beautiful. Okay, that's good. Does she want the marriage to work?
Yes. The only reason why I kind of stuck around and tried to figure this out is because she told me right away. She gave me all the evidence, everything right away. It wasn't a week. It wasn't even 24 hours. It was right away.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and is this guy out of the picture now? She doesn't have to work with him or anything, does she?
Correct. Yeah, he is way out of the picture. He's crossed states.
Okay, good. So you're not going to run into him in your town or anything like that. Okay, and do you have children together?
We do not yet.
You're not yet. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, just in another general sense, you probably know this because you went through counseling and talked to many priests. When a woman steps out of the marriage and goes to have an affair, there's usually an emotional situation happening with her, an emotional void. Maybe she feels disconnected or not getting what she needs in the relationship, because it's a little bit more rare for a woman to step out of the marriage, although the numbers are going up lately because I think this whole world is all topsy-turvy. But women who step out. So what I would suggest is to continue to go to your couples counseling and focus on the emotional connection between the two of you. But also you do need that healing because she's going to have to go through a long term plan to constantly reassure you, because you don't want to always be looking at her phone and looking at her text messages and looking at her emails and trying to see if there's another person involved. That's not a great way to live out your marriage, and you want to feel safe, right? So you both are going to have to, you're going to have to go through healing and forgiveness, and also start building the relationship up. And I would suggest to do that with some really good professional help. But it sounds like you got a good support system around you. And then she's going to have to realize that, she made this huge mistake that really put a crack in the foundation of your marriage. But it can be healed. I've seen a lot of families go on to have, a lot of marriages go on to have some beautiful relationships after an affair or something like that. And so it can be done. But again, you're not going to feel great overnight. You're really going to have to take your time and be very kind to yourself, Michael, because you're going to go through ups and downs. There are going to be times when you look at her and you feel that beautiful, overwhelming sense of love. And then there's going to be other times you look at her and you're like, can I trust her? It's going to be a bit of a roller coaster ride for you. I would definitely keep up the outside professional help for support for you and for her and for your marriage. But, continue to pray together. As you know, praying together keeps you focused on a Christ-centered marriage. So that would be my best suggestions. And I'm sure you probably heard all those already. But again, other folks are listening to stories. So what do you say?
The nice part about talking with you is you didn't immediately write her off. She's a good person at heart. She's a loving, caring person. I think this was a point of vulnerability. Yeah. I have probably some of the worst jobs ever. I was away for the military for a long time. So that played a toll on us, and I'm still struggling through some of the stuff that I had to endure. But I really appreciate it, and getting a different perspective really does help, because like I said, everybody was so quick to write her off, and they don't know how good of a person she actually is.
Oh, I'm sure she's a wonderful person. I will tell you, the people that I've worked with for 20 years, the women that have stepped out of the marriage and gone on to have an emotional affair or an actual, physical affair, they were hurting. They were hurting emotionally for years. And I know that. And I'm not blaming the spouse or anything. I'm just saying that women in general, they don't usually step out of the marriage unless something is missing, and it's usually from the heart. They're looking for a heart connection. So tap into that. Tap into her heart, but also heal your own heart. Don't forget that, Michael. You can't just give and give and give, and you have to be taking care of yourself too. You both have to be working through this. Stick together, stay together, prayer Christ at the center of your marriage. And I'm going to pray for you guys. If you need anything, you just reach out to us, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and thank you for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. God bless you. Thank you for staying strong. Okay, Nathan is up next, and Nathan is in Emerald, Texas on Guadalupe Radio Network. Hi, Nathan.
Hello.
Hello. Go right ahead.
Hey, Deb, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Remember, I sent you that stuff for the
golfing?
At the golf course.
Yeah. Yeah, I have it. I look at it every day. In fact, I think I have one of the golf balls right behind me in my video image.
Oh, my goodness. Deb, wear one of the hats. That'd be nice. Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll wear the hat one day, I promise. Go ahead.
Can you please?
Yes.
Okay, I have to say this. Now, the story of my wife and I, 2 seconds, if you have 2 seconds.
Sure.
I prayed and prayed for weeks, 3 weeks, as a matter of fact, for a friend. And I was just so angry and sad. And I found a person that was my friend. Mm-hmm. And careful what you wish for. Now I'm married. 3 years later, we're married. So
Beautiful.
Careful what you wish for. God will give it to you.
That's right. It's right. You know what? See, I think you were a perfect ending to this conversation on All About Relationships, because prayer works. And you just shared your testimony. And so thank you so much, Nathan.
And you know what, Deb? Here's the deal. Tell tell everybody over there at EWTN that we love them. My wife has come to the church. We're married in the church, and she is praying for everybody. And Jerry, we love you, my friend.
Aww.
We want you to be a priest, and it's going to be okay. And Deb, tell your husband he is very lucky to have you. Okay?
Oh, thank you,
Thanks
Nathan.
be to God. Thanks be. Amen.
Thank you. God bless you. You're a beautiful soul. Thank you so much. That was such a great call to end this conversation. I wanted to share about another great program. Don't miss Conversations with Consequences, the weekly radio show from the Catholic Association. Tune in for compelling topics that truly matter to an educated and well-formed Catholic audience. Catch it Saturdays at 7 a.m. Eastern and again at 5 p.m. Eastern on EWTN Radio. And speaking of weekend programs, this weekend on the Spirit World, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. It's produced through the Guadalupe Radio Network, heard all over the EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network. We are doing our monthly mailbag edition, brand new. We are diving into the mailbag. Very interesting questions have come in to the Spirit World. We're answering them. And it was just a really wonderful conversation that Adam and I got into. We even got into a little bit of transgenderism. It was really deep and very insightful, and we learned a lot. So when that's a pre-recorded broadcast, brand new for you on Saturday, because I will be, God willing, with Adam and Jerry Usher in Plano, Texas, and Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers. Wait a minute, let me get the flyer here. I'll read to you everybody who's going to be in Plano, Texas on Saturday, Keeping the Promise 25th Anniversary Celebration. Matt Maher is going to do the concert. Father Chris Alar, Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers, Jerry Usher, Julie Carrick, Monsignor Charles Pope. Special messages by Father Cedric Pizzania and Father Sam Medley. Oh, and then these two people are coming, Adam Bly and Debbie Georgiani. Oh, yeah, we're going to be there. So it's exciting. We really, I know they have a waiting list, but you can always go to grnonline.com and check it out. Maybe join the waiting list. It's going to just be fabulous. I love in-person meeting the Take Two family, the Spirit World, everyone that listens to EWTN, everyone that listens to all the affiliates, and like GRN is Guadalupe Radio Network is really working hard to build that community, and it's just going to be fabulous. So spread the word, please, folks. Spread the word. This is all about relationships. Spread that the word that Catholic radio is going strong in your local listening area. Tell a friend. So important, so we can keep Catholic radio very strong into the future, so that our kids and our grandkids can find their way back to the faith if they wandered off. That's very important. Okay, in the final couple seconds, I want to thank the show team. Ace, great job this week. Thank you so much, Ace McKay. Amazing. Thank you, Vanessa, on the phones. Thank you, Rich, Jesse, on social media. Love you guys on social media, doing a great job. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Michelle Johnson talking about caregiving, the ups and downs, twists and turns, the good, the bad, the ugly, all about caregiving tomorrow on Take Two. And I'll see you live again on Monday. I'm going to be traveling, so please, we need the prayers for safe travels and on-time flights, okay? Until Monday, have a beautiful and blessed weekend. See you real soon.